Thank you for joining us. This is Health Your Own Way podcast, and I am your host, Mo Atkins. Today, we're going to discover how to live a purposeful life after retirement. And my guest speaker is Joan MacDonald, who is a mother of three and who's a retiree and also a fitness influence. So, Joan, I want to say thank you. As I was stating before we got on, was that you are a big influence for me, as for many people, and it's great to understand how you found this journey. So, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mo, for even inviting me. If I natter too much, you can cut me off.
I think you do. I don't think you realize how much of an impact. And you know what's funny? When people see you, or even your own self, you think, okay, I'm living my life. I'm just doing my own thing, right? You know, you're in your own world. But then when people see you, they're empowered. So I want to say that you empowered me.
I'm so glad I have empowered. I love talking to people who actually told me that. It's like, wow, I don't think of myself that way, but I guess with some of the comments I get, it's obvious that somewhere along the line I have made an impact. And I am so grateful for that, because that's what this is all about, really. Yeah, I'm a mother of three. I worked for the Ontario government and I retired, and I was on a downhill slope for quite a while before my daughter rescued me. Thank God she did. She's been a big influence, along with her husband, for me getting out of the slump that I was in, and going forward and doing what I have been doing. She introduced me to Instagram, wanted me to be more social and
Strut yourself out there.
like talk to people, because I wasn't one to go and talk to strangers a lot. So by doing it on Instagram, it was like a step back, but I could still do it. And yeah, when I got replies from people, and then I talked to them, and then they more replied, and it just it grew very, very slowly at the beginning. But I think people would tell somebody else, like, listen to this person, so it grew. And then that big thing that happened was the one that went viral was me doing a hip thrust, which just, it really started to blow up then. And each time I did something else and it got posted, I guess people weren't expecting someone of my years to be able to do those things. It's been a rocky ride, but it's been really, really good for me. I was very reluctant to not follow, but to embrace what my daughter was telling me, and my son-in-law fully. I was always held myself back a little bit, and I'm finally getting around to really, really embracing the changes that I've gone through.
I like what you said. And I know when you mentioned that, you said it was a rocky road. There's certain parts that are rocky, and a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people think it's easy just to, like, you put in a lot of work. I understand. Like, even as my age, to make a mental change and a physical change is hard. But for someone that's stuck for a long period of time, like, it wasn't easy, and you went through it and you dealt with it. And that's good to hear.
Yeah, it some things were really difficult, but the thing I must say to anyone is to at least try. And I mean, not just little try. I mean, really put your heart into it, kind of try. If you can't do it, there are other ways of getting the results, going another course. There's alternatives. To every exercise there's an alternative for those who have difficulty. So if you really, really want to make a big change in your life, that want has to be wholehearted. It's got to come from within. There's
I know what you
nothing
mean.
easy about it. I can't tell you that there's anything really, really easy about it. It gets easier as you go along, but when you're first starting out, it is a challenge, and you've got to accept that challenge. And that's what I had to do. I
I
had to
like
accept.
that. I think for some people that are watching, like, we know when we retired, like, if you don't mind me asking, at what age did you retire? And did you have an idea of what you'd be doing when you retired?
Um, well, I was hoping, well, my husband and I had discussed it, that we would travel when I retired, and he retired. He retired first, and then I retired when I was 57.
That's my
And
goal.
yeah,
That's my goal. I want to
yeah,
retire early.
yeah, if you can do it. Like, I had worked so long for the government that I fit into the age factor that they had going for me at the time. And why not take it? I put in my time, and I should get some benefit. So I retired with a pension. It was a reduced pension. I didn't go the whole 9 yards. I went most of it. And I figured we figured out our finances, and we saved a lot of money just by retiring.
I
You
can see
know,
that because you downsize everything, right?
downsize everything. You don't have that traveling to do all the time. You're able to plan things. You've got your time is for you. So when I retired, yeah, I could do whatever I wanted. I was starting to gain weight, but it was so gradual. I wasn't really noticing that much. But even then, I hated my picture being taken. Um, I let me get my thoughts together here. I I was becoming a recluse. Like, I was staying home quite a bit at that time. So I talked myself into, okay, you got to join something. So I had joined a bowling group. I joined
Oh.
a Legion club. Um, uh,
So you just basically want to keep yourself social. Like, you want, instead of staying recluse,
yeah,
keep yourself social, talk to people, make sure that, because retirement you have a lot of time now. So
yeah.
at that point, and I like
Plus,
that. Go ahead.
and plus, I saw, like, my mom was not a very sociable person. Like, she was sociable when she was with somebody that she knew, but she wasn't. She was more of an introvert than an extrovert. And was around a lot of older people, and I saw what happened when you don't socialize. It Everything starts really falling apart. Like, you don't think as quick, you don't react as quick.
Oh, I see.
Everything seems to just disintegrate, and you have to make a conscious effort to be sociable, to be active, if you don't want to end up being
Miserable old person with no.
yes. Well, if the old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, and that's definitely true. Like, if you don't walk, if you sit around all the time, you're late. And then you get up, you're so stiff and you can't move, and you go, and then you think, well, I should sit down because I can't move very well. No, that's the wrong thing to do. You got to make yourself move so that you become more fluid. And that's the same with your thinking. Like, I always loved puzzles and stuff like that. So that helps. But some people, they just sit and watch TV, or sit and talk, that's nice to be sociable that way, but it doesn't keep you active. You want to talk, go for a walk with somebody.
So then for you, when did it start changing? Because I know you said that you started to you became more recluse and you started going out trying to join certain type of clubs. But when did it shift to you that you felt, okay, I'm finding a new purpose in life, I'm being rejuvenated?
Okay, that's when, it was it was in the winter. It was late November when my daughter and son-in-law came visiting, and that's when she saw how much I had gained and how it was influencing my life. And I was in I was 70 then, but in the later part of the 70. And I had gone to the doctors and they were going to put me up my medication because I was really in bad shape. I had high blood pressure. I had for about 20 years. I had acid reflux, which choked me constantly. And they were treating me, my kidney doctor was treating me for high cholesterol. And when I asked him about it, he said it was a maintenance dosage. And I'm going, I wasn't really
I know what you
100%
mean, like,
on
yeah.
him, like I'm going, what do you mean? Like, how bad is it? It's not really bad. I just want to make sure that it doesn't get bad, type of thing. And I'm going, give me medication to prevent. Okay. There's got to be another way around this anyway. But because I had kidney failure. Anyway, we were treating all that. And my daughter she was behind me going downstairs and then behind me coming upstairs. And she's like really, really concerned. So she said, look, you're going to end up like your mom in a home if you don't do something about this, because you're huffing and puffing like a train engine. And
Did she actually say that to you?
oh God, yeah, nothing's held back with Michelle. If you join my group, my transformation group, you will get off this medication. I'll guarantee you that.
Good.
And I kind of skeptical, but I'd seen what she'd done. Like I've been backing her for years, ever since she started into the fitness thing. I'd be going to all her competitions that I could get to, and they were about 75 to 80% of them, if they weren't not too far away, because I couldn't afford to travel too far. But yeah,
So
I'd
she
seen
was there.
done. So her track record was really good. So I thought it can't be any worse than going
I
on
know.
more meds. It can't be. So I put my faith in her, and it paid off in spades. It
Good
like
for
it,
you.
it's been, like I said, a rocky road, and lots of times I'd like to throw the towel in, but I keep thinking, no, I said I'd do it, and I'm doing it. Like stubborn as they go.
You know
But
what's good to be stubborn? It is because
sometimes it is. Yes.
sometimes I know that what I'm about to say may turn you off a bit, but I know I said, like, let's step back for a second. And I know you said, and I was thinking, you come from an era where women were
Oh yeah.
not rarely seen or heard, right? And I know it sounds bad, but what empowered you to take or break that common misconception at your age to get out there and become that influencer out there?
Okay. I never even thought of an influencer. I was told that I was an influencer, and I'm going, oh, I am? Okay. Um, like, I just go along for the ride, type of thing. Now, are we on air now?
Yes, we've been on there for a while, love.
Oh, well, going back to when I was younger, there is a misconception about age, that's for sure. But I know that I thought what I was thinking, but I wasn't verbal about how I thought. And a lot of people, a lot of women were being treated like they were useless after they were 40 years old. That seemed to be the magic age with doctors. I don't know why, in our town anyway. They would be putting them on Valium, and they wouldn't try to find out what the problem was to begin with. It's just like, okay, let's put a bandage on this one. Anyway, I had a lot of faith in doctors, and I got kind of knocked down with that. I started questioning stuff after a while. And I finally ended up with a good doctor that was willing to listen to me.
That's a
And
good thing. Like a lot of
yeah,
people don't doc, that's a good thing.
yeah, because you have a doctor, you can't even change doctors, even if you don't get along. Like I don't understand that at all. But that's another story.
I think for me, what I'm getting from you is that you've always never followed the society's concept of what a woman should be doing or what the expectation of women should be doing. You've always felt like, I'm your own person. The way I see it is that follow through with you for all your lives. Like even the fact that in retirement, you're like, okay, I know I can do this because I'm a woman or because I'm my age. I don't think I should shy away from that, from getting myself out there, from lifting weights. You took that on. Is that what I'm getting from you?
Um, Pretty much. I didn't really think that I was doing anything really different
Okay.
at the time. Um, I I just don't like being told that I can't do something if I think I can. Like, and I guess, well, I don't know what you would call that. Rebel?
Well, then
I
why not?
Back then, like, I was
No,
always
but
getting into trouble because I wanted to do my thing.
think about that. Like you may have known people that are within your age or a little, or maybe younger or older that have been told you can't do this, women shouldn't do that, and and you if you spend years and decades hearing that consistently, and no offense, in my age group, some women are being told that as well now. For you to when you're at the age of 70 say, okay, you know what, I can do this, I can lift weights, I can hip thrust 200 pounds, stuff like that. You're deadlifting 175 pounds, and that's something that most women like shy away because they would think that's a man thing to do.
Well, this is true.
That's
This
what
is
I'm saying.
they still think, and it's like I didn't want a whole bunch of muscles, but then again, they don't look
You
unless I
look good. No, you look
when
good.
I flex them, you can see them, but like they're
They're
their
good.
arms
I
look.
want your muscles. I looked at you. I was like, yo, mommy looks good over there. Mommy looks good. Look at mommy out there. I need to be mommy right now. I honestly, I show women your, and they're like, I'm like, yes. So don't complain to me. She can get it. You can get it. So that's what I'm
Yes,
saying, is that you're very empowering for people that are younger as well as older and within your age bracket.
yeah. Well, I didn't really realize that until Michelle just kept me doing it, that I could build this kind of muscle at my age. It's true. Yeah, I was under the misconception that like when you get older, you turn flabby and that's that. But that, and like I have people going, well, I thought weight training I would lose all my crepey skin. You can't
Get rid of
um,
everything. It's
can't get
natural
rid of
blood.
everything. You can't have a 20-year-old looking body when you're 70
John,
or 80.
stop, please.
But you can still look good. You know what I'm saying? You can feel good. And I feel good. I feel good about myself. I feel that I have accomplished something and now I can enjoy it. Like I can go out and buy clothes now.
That look
I
good.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, and I can swap with my daughters. Like
I'm
we
envious on that part.
like I never I used to be able to I'd be watching her stuff and I go, I couldn't even get one leg in there. And now I'm wearing her stuff. Like, how empowering is that?
Exactly. This is why I really want to have this conversation. And then, okay, so you have women looking at you now saying, okay, all the things that people have told me I can't do, I can do it. Like, if someone can do it, then what are you saying for those that are looking like, okay, I don't want to, but I should? Like, what? How do you motivate them or encourage them to find the journey that you did?
I think they have to look within themselves and ask that question. It's a personal thing. Do you really want to leave this life laying in a bed in a hospital? like, or not retirement home. What do you call them? Nursing home. Like I spent years visiting my mom in one, and she hated it. And I know why she hated it. And she finally found release
I
for
love what
her.
you said. I really love what you said because a lot of people shy away, but then you have to look at how do you want to live your life as you age? What do you want? Do you want to be Joan, where she's outlifting me out there, looking all nice and wearing smaller clothes than me and smiling and looking all sexy? Or being in a nursing home and wondering who's going to come feed you? You got to pick one, right?
Oh yeah. And if like I have actually said that to people, go visit a nursing home
Oh my
and
God.
see what life is like when you choose to not do anything. You have to bring this reality home. It's you can't be thinking it's not going to happen to you. If you are that inactive, it will happen. And you may not have a say in it because it will usually it affects the mind.
I, it's true. I think if you want to have a, like, I know people say after retirement, there's really no, some people don't have their identities with their jobs or stuff like that, right? And their kids leave home and stuff like that. I think what you're saying is that you look at yourself after you retire. How do you want to live your life? What's the purpose you want? And you, with the help of your daughter Michelle and her son-in-law JJ, it's more the fact that they helped you see, okay, you know what, this is possible. And with your, rebel personality, you're like, you know what? No, but think about it. You were like, you know what? It's either have another, take more pills or find some kind of joy in life and make change. And you said it's not easy, but you can see in your face, like you look happy, and I can see your arms going up, and you're like, yo, look at my muscles. I was like, oh yeah, you see, you're making me jealous. You're making me jealous. I'm sorry. I'm like, I need to go back and lift a little more weights, but like I am honored, and then just like I'm just smiling because I I'm hoping, and I know with talking to you that a lot of women, even not women, maybe even men, see
Yeah,
that
I have
anything is
been. Oh,
possible.
yeah. I've
Because I want
actually
to be you when
been
I want
one.
to be you when I get older.
Okay.
Like, just letting you know, I want to be you.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's even a big boost when a man will come up and say, "I've been following you." Like, and I'm going, "Wow," like, really? Yeah, because they just want to follow anyone that is older that has actually changed their life around.
Because it's not easy. Even like we forget being old. I'm sorry. Even at
Yeah.
the age when you're a teenager or even you're an adult, like even at like in your 20s, 30s, it's hard to change your life, right? So you're basically saying and you're showing that regardless of what age you are, you know, you still can change. It doesn't mean that if you're 80, it doesn't mean you can't change your life. If you're 60, you can't change your life. You are proof of that.
Yes, and a lot of when I can remember being young, you think you're invincible, like it's going to go on forever.
Yeah, yeah,
Nothing,
Joan, I see that.
nothing is guaranteed. Let me tell you, there is nothing guaranteed. There's many, many friends that I thought I'd see into their old age that passed on, like either bad health or accidents, but nothing's guaranteed. So you want to wring all the good stuff out of
Right.
life that you can while you can.
I love that.
So
I love
it's
that.
it's a choice you have to dedicate yourself to making. You've got to do that deep thinking. Do I really want to put this much energy into it? You're damn straight. You have to if you want to make a change.
I love that. And I think if anybody that hasn't been following you, I follow you, but like if they want to follow your journey itself, how can they do that? Because I know you said you're on Instagram. So would you
I'm
be
on
able to?
Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel with videos. So you can, and the thing is now, because I've done it just to find out what is out there. I've just Googled my name
Yes, it is easy. It's
and
true.
it comes up with me. So if you want to see newscasts or, like, and podcast stories, uh, yeah, you just have to put it in.
I think before, would you ever have thought that you'd be on a podcast, like doing multiple podcasts or be on TV? I just have to ask you
No,
that.
no, I that
Isn't
that
that
really
wild?
that really scared me when I first did it. But I think my first podcast was with Helen Fritch, and we've stayed friends
Good for you.
right through. And there's I've got a couple of trainers that follow me and want to talk to me every once in a while. So
You're
it
inspiring.
it makes me feel really good, and I need that too to
I know what you mean.
want to keep going. Like, as I said, sometimes you want to why do this anymore? Like, where am I heading to? Well, I have no idea where I'm heading to. I just I'm along for the ride.
So
And on
that's
my 75th birthday, we went zip lining. We were all thrilled. We hadn't done it before, so I hadn't done it at all. They had done little ones, but I hadn't done it at all. And I'm going, this is great. And once you started, you had to keep on going. It was 9 hours, 9 towers to go through. Woohoo! But you're up in the air, like.
I know. You make me smile because, like, when I was gonna ask you what's next for Joan, but the way I'm coming from is like you're just living life right now. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor, and it's not. There's days, as you said, there's days you're like, oh, I want to go to sleep. Okay, I don't want to move. But then you realize the good part is that putting that effort, you get to zip line with your daughter, right? You get to empower people, and honestly, I have to say, most people don't intentionally go out there trying to empower people, but when you do make a change, you know, God forbid something happens, but after the fact of your life, people remember you. You've made an impact in people's lives that you may not have even physically touched, but you have. And I want to say that, like, talking to you, you've made an impact in my life.
Thank you so much for that. That's very uplifting. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having this conversation with me. I'm honored. I'm a little starstruck. I know you were a little bit. I'm just letting you know. I'm a little bit. I'm letting you know. I'm a little bit. I am. Because I don't think you realize, I see a lot of people as we get older, even my age or even older, and they don't believe it's possible. And then sometimes when you see yourself, you're like, okay, at 70, can I still do that? Can I still do that? And when you see someone like that's in that age group, you're like, if Joan can do it, I got no complaints. I have to make sure I keep myself going until I get to her age and beyond. That's how I see it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Doesn't that make sense? Like, because a lot of people, like, in your at your age, you see women like that look like you at my age. Like, I'm in my late 30s.
A lot are starting to, they forget about themselves.
So that's why I'm saying to you,
if I'd known then what I know now, paid more attention to my own body, I would never have gotten to this. I would never have gotten into this situation. I would have just been an ordinary person.
And that's what I'm saying to you, is like, it's more of the fact that you're at the age of 30, 40, 50, or even 20, 18, knowing the fact that someone like Joan has done it means that it is feasible. I can still grow that muscle. I can still live that life. Once I retire, I'm not stuck in a nursing home. I'm not stuck just wandering around with my dogs. I can go ziplining, right? I can go ziplining. I could travel the world. I could be on podcasts. I could do anything. Nothing is restricted. And that's what I'm saying to you, Joan, is that you've given me that eyes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
Like you'll see that. I'm like, you know what? You're very humble. That's what it is. You're very humble. So I don't think you realize how much of an impact you've had for all age groups out there. And I'm sorry. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm about to start crying soon, so I'm going to stop. But I'm just saying, I've always wanted to think, okay, as I get older, when I see you, I'm just like, okay, it's feasible. And it's going to be not easy,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's hard.
I
Yeah.
know that it can be done.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying to you. So I think for you, if I really want to have this conversation about empowerment, because I don't think you're only an influencer for fitness. I think you're more of a mind coach mindset that you can make a difference in people that don't believe in themselves because they can see that it's been done and they can come back. That's why this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're glad to have you join us. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, share with anyone that needs to be empowered and inspired, and don't forget to join us next week for the next episode of Health Your Own Way podcast. Have a good day, you guys.